Good afternoon and welcome here to Leamington, where we've made the trip down here to the Midlands for this afternoon's important Conference North match between Guiseley and Leamington here at the new Windmill. Guiseley, of course, on a good run of form at the moment with 2 wins in the league and now looking to make that a third on the bounce against Leamington here this afternoon. Leamington have had a tough start to the season, and both teams will no doubt be putting this game forward for 3 points that they've marked on the board. I'm Colin Robertson, and alongside me this afternoon is Tim Richards, and we'll be bringing you full live match commentary of proceedings here. Good afternoon, Tim. It's been a changeable set of weather we've had coming down the motorways to get here this afternoon, but now we've arrived. The pitch looks in pretty good condition, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. We were slightly worried, as I'm sure some of the Guiseley fans were, that the game might not go ahead because the rain really was pouring down when we left. To stay up here because it's obviously a nicely run club, and like you say, yeah, a lot of clubs seek this. What Guiseley have got at the moment, staying in the league. So it's tricky to see if Leamington can, but I'm sure they'll be able to stay as they are.
Yeah, well, it's obviously a ground in development, like we said, and a lot of things that are really nice, really warm welcome we've had here. So it's been fantastic to get that. But of course, this afternoon we don't want to share any niceties, do we? We want the 3 points, don't we? We've got those 2 wins under our belt. A third win would start to send a signal that actually Guiseley are back. We're back in the team that we've been in the previous couple of seasons, and now we're going to be starting a bit of a roll. Yeah,
we don't want to be getting too optimistic early on, but it is now coming into times where we're getting the wins, and another win today would add to that and push on a bit further. Yeah. So you don't want to talk about playoffs too early and get the hopes up, but there is optimism there because the wins are coming in, and today is another chance for that to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not getting carried away. 2 wins under the belt is just 2 wins. Of course, one of them was a fine win away at North Ferriby, their only defeat at home so far this season. Then that late goal against Barrow game could have ended up as a 1-1 draw, of course, but the team showed great resilience that afternoon. And of course,
important for players that have not been playing games to get game time in the legs, and they've done. Some of the passing and the way we give the ball away at times was frustrating. Everyone had a good attitude and worked, for the full 120 minutes. So that was pleasing, and a couple of good performances as well from some of the young lads. Kyle Harrison in particular played really well defensively. So it's pleasing to get him involved with the more senior lads, and he showed that he's got great potential for us in the future.
Of course, Academy playing tomorrow, so it's frustrating perhaps that the County Cup and the Academy game comes back to back. Might you mixed it up further?
Possibly. A majority of the players that played tonight needed the game time. We did have to put a couple in there that ideally, in an ideal world, you probably wouldn't have wanted to play 2 hours of football on a heavy pitch on a Tuesday night before a big game on a Saturday. But that's the way we've got to do it, and that's not a problem at all. We'll make sure everyone's looked after properly on Tuesday in training, and the people that need to train more than others, we'll make sure that that's done and get ready for a big game on Saturday.
Yeah, finally Leamington, big game on Saturday, of course. 2 wins back to back. Can we make it 3?
Yeah, certainly. There's no reason why not. We've got a little run together. I suppose if you include tonight, that's 4 unbeaten with 3 wins. We've been to see Leamington a couple of weeks ago play at Stalybridge, so we know that there'll be a difficult test for us. It'll be a very physical and strong side. We'll have to deal with a lot of high balls in the game, so if we can do that and we can
Valley Parade and play at Bradford City as we did, and almost pick up some silverware, so it is a good competition, but in its own right, and that's what makes it such a challenge, isn't it, in the course of a season.
Yeah, and it's just it's something to kind of, like you say, it can push towards a good occasion. It's good to have that kind of thing with a season, but at the same time they have got to be careful now that it won't affect the where they're going with the league, because they are starting to pick up some momentum, and you want to carry that on in the league further, really.
Yeah, of course. And at the end of the game last week, we had that very, very last-minute goal, didn't we? And it was such a tight encounter, wasn't it, against Barrow? It could have gone either way. Dave Bayliss, the Barrow manager, subsequently lost his job as a result of that. But the two goals came at the very end of both halves, and it just goes to show just how much on a fine balance I think form can be this season in this very competitive division.
Yeah, and we were saying, I mean, there's been some great performances recently from Guiseley, so it was good to see the result finally come from the performance, because there was a lot of good character shown, and the persistence stayed there. And like you say, the goals came late on, so that was good to see. Good to see them kind of carry on right until the end and get that goal, and maybe a slice of luck with the first goal, but you can't fault the effort that the players showed, and they carried on right to the end.
Well, that second goal scorer, Louis Swain, caught up with Tim after the game on Saturday.
So Tim Richards with goal scorer Louis Swain. Louis, how does it feel?
Highly ribbed during the week because of the fact that I'd, for some reason, in the cold and the rain of last week, called him Connor for a short spell. But a fantastic performance there from the substitutes, and just goes to show what an important role the substitutes play on the bench.
Yeah, it did, because it was great to see Craig. He looked really eager to come off the bench, and looked really eager when he came on the pitch to get involved, and he played the ball through really well. And it was great to see as well Louis Swain. He looked really lively, and when I was talking to him, he's really just up for getting as much game time, and even if it's coming off the bench and scoring the winner, he's obviously really enjoying that as a young player at a young age, getting to do that at a great club like Guiseley.
Well, he's obviously settled in quite nice. He's staying with us until December the 26th, on loan from Bradford City. Unfortunately, he did score a goal against us when he was on loan at Bradford Park Avenue, but we won't talk much about that. We've got the team news in now. The two lineups are as follows. We'll start up with Leamington. Tony Breeden in goal for them. Luke Connolly, Stephen Morley, who is their captain, Joe Magunda, Liam Daly, James Mace, Matt Dodd, Jake Heath, Lee Chilton, Will Green and Luke Bottomer. On the bench, Ricky Johnson, Stephen Moore, that's a name that no doubt will be very recognisable in these parts, a player who's vastly experienced. Josh Green, Josh Hawker, Lewis Fenney are the full lineup. This is actually the first time that Leamington and Guiseley have ever competed in a competitive fixture, and the first time we've made the trip down here. So we thought we'd have a chat with someone from the breaks, and we spoke to their media man Graham Hobbins. Tim caught up with him just before the game.
So Tim's here post-match with Graham, the PA man for Leamington. We've arrived here to a really warm, friendly welcome. It's a great club here.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of going on here. What's the kind of situation with the club at the moment?
Well, I'd say when we averaging gates of about 600 at the moment, which is good, and finding our feet really, because it's been a struggle this year. Big step up, and we found it hard. Played well, just not getting the rub of the green really.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot going on around us now with people. There's a tuck shop and everything. It's and a little club shop. There's a lot of effort going into the club here, isn't there?
There is, yeah. I mean, we've been here 2000. We reformed from the ashes of AP, and when we came here 2000, this was just a ploughed field, and everything here is paid for by the supporters. You don't know any.
Afternoon can't be with us because he's giving his managerial advice on the bench, but Danny spoke to kick-off.
So I'm here post-match with Danny. Danny, you can't join us on the radio today as you're an extra pair of eyes on the game, obviously. But what did you make of today's situation?
Well, I think we're on a roll that everyone knows about. We've won those last couple of games, and hopefully we can kick on from here down at Leamington.
Yeah, remember it Sunday this week, but very interesting words there, wasn't it, from Danny?
Yeah, he's obviously really optimistic for the future of the club, and he was talking afterwards with us about how exciting it is for the players who were involved in that run, and hopefully they can carry on what they've achieved with this excellent cup run, and just keep pushing on for the future of the club, because it's great signs to see that coming this early from the team.
Yeah, indeed. And the referee today is a very familiar-looking fellow. Simon Barrow is on the team sheet. I actually thought it was another chap. But he's just going through the coin toss, and the two sets of players are now lining up on the centre circle. And like I say, of course, we are about to have a minute's silence, which will bring you the coverage of now when the referee blows his whistle. In those three, we're actually underway, and we have a free kick to Leamington on the halfway line, and a long ball sent forward down the right hand side is picked up by Matt Dodd. Dodd gets the ball into the area, but it's just gone out, and it's been actually a free kick that's been awarded. I thought that Dodd had just run it out, but actually it's gone out for the referee's assistant over there has flagged for a free kick. So this is in a dangerous area, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, it is. He just pulled him back there, I think. Danny Forrest it was, maybe. And yeah, it's a dangerous position to get a cross in from here. Guiseley not decision.
Get the ball out to the edge of the centre circle. Play it out wide there. Very heavy challenge by Gavin Rothery. And he's down on the ground after a collision with Matt Dodd. Gets up, limping a little bit. Reece Maynell plays the ball down the left-hand side. That centre-half pair this afternoon is Danny Hall and Ben Parker, by the way. And Guiseley now have the ball here. Leamington have the ball here on the right-hand side. Rothery chasing down Dodd. Dodd goes forward. He's bundled over. And once again, it's a free kick to Leamington in what looks like a dangerous position.
Yeah, Rothery involved early on. It looked like when he went in for
the beat James Mace. Mace nods out into touch. And Guiseley the ball once again in the Leamington half. And a chance now for a throw in here to the Lions. They get the ball out here to Rothery. Rothery on the right hand side. Lays it into Brooksby. Brooksby whips it over. Claimed by goalkeeper Tony Breeden. And the Lions can launch the ball up the other end of the field. Picked up now by Parker. And it's out into touch.
Yeah, good spell of pressure there from Guiseley. Nice play down the right-hand side with Holdsworth and Brooksby linking up well. Brooksby's crossed just a bit too far and easy for the keeper. But it's going to be interesting to see how the Guiseley centre-back partnership can hold their own here, because they're obviously two players who have had to come in different partnership from last week, so it could be interesting to see how they play. But so far so good from them, and they're keeping the tight on the corners especially.
Well, we've barely got more than what I make about 6 minutes in this game, and there's already been a substitution, and it's Will Green. But a bit bitty, isn't it, in this opening period? But Leamington certainly look threatening, especially down that right hand side. They're getting plenty of headway with Matt Dodd on that right flank.
Yeah, it's early signs good for Leamington. I mean, they've had the early change, which might change the rhythm a bit for them. But they're holding possession quite well and looking dangerous, especially from set pieces at the moment.
Well, a good attendance present this afternoon, and a large part of them will be happy with the way things have gone so far. But it's still goalless if you're just joining us as we head towards the opening 10. And Guiseley just defending down the left flank here with Reece Maynell. And we've barely had 10 minutes of this match, and Guiseley are now up against it once again. A penalty kick after Magunda's drive struck Ben Parker, and the referees have judged it as hitting his hand. Parker's not happy with the decision, but it's going to be Matt Dodd, the man who's caused all the early running in this game here on Guiseley AFC Radio. 0-0 as it stands, but Leamington have a penalty, and Matt Dodd and Steve Trench are about to do battle on the left-hand side. Dodd steps over it. Referee blows his whistle. Dodd strikes up, strikes it, and he's missed. He tried with the deft chip.
Him to get shot in. It's a dangerous position to get a shot in. Good one for Guiseley.
Brooksby with a free kick, whips it in towards the goal, but well held by the goalkeeper. And Guiseley have the ball here with Reece Maynell. Plays the ball down the left-hand side, looking to find Alex Johnson. He's beaten to it. And now it's sent back to Bottomley. Under pressure from Johnson, Bottomley has to force the ball out for a throw-in. And this means that Guiseley can use this throw in a dangerous position, because about level with the 6-yard box. Reece Maynell stepping forward to take. He's going to try and throw it short, I think, to Gavin Rothery. It's actually in towards Danny Forrest, who goes down to the touchline. Can he keep the ball in play? No, he's tackled. Good tackle at that. Disappointing end to Forrest's run there. The ball headed up onto the halfway line, nodded on by Guiseley, and they keep possession going here with Gavin Rothery. Rothery in the middle of the park. Tries to feed the ball right to Brooksby. Brooksby under great pressure. Finds it into Forrest. Forrest plays it forward into the penalty area now with Johnson. Johnson gets a shot away. It's blocked, and it's gone behind for a Guiseley corner now.
Yeah, it was Guiseley were trying to get the ball out from a scrambled position. It was really nice by Brooksby there to get the ball through, and Johnson, looking lively early on, gets the shot and wins a corner.
So, chance now for Brooksby to whip this corner in.
Leamington, who are looking a bit shaky.
This is a chance now for Guiseley to double their advantage. The corner on the right-hand side here, whipped in, up towards the centre circle. A great header, and it's a firm one in the back of the net, and I think it's Ben Parker. A wonderful header, a great ball in with the right foot. I think Brooksby it was, and it was Danny Hall. It was Danny Hall who headed it home. And on his debut, Danny Hall has got the second goal, and 18 minutes in, it's now Leamington 0, Guiseley 2.
Oh, we said it was dangerous for Leamington, and Guiseley have doubled their lead. Danny Hall rose so well. It was a great ball in, and he leapt above everyone, straight into the top corner. What a start for his Guiseley campaign as well.
Leamington at 6s and 7s now. They could have taken the lead with an early penalty. Instead, they find themselves 2 goals down. Flicked on now by Jack Rea into the feet of Reece Maynell. Maynell lays it out wide here, finds Brooksby. Brooksby just inside the Leamington half, has a little run at the players, plays a lovely ball into Jack Rea. Good tackle on. Got a throw-in. Just one of the nice features of this ground, I have to say, while we're sat here, is the windmill that you can see just in the distance. I noticed it when we were stood up for that immaculately observed minute silence.
It really is a picturesque ground here. It's nice to be in the countryside and seeing fields around the ground where they say they built it from an old field, so it's great.
Now, guys, you have the ball back underway with Reece Maynell on the left-hand side, gets the ball in. Well, that's why he's not a centre forward. He's just blasted it clear of the bar and changing rooms, and I think it's somewhere heading towards the 69 at the moment. But again, good work there from Alex Johnson, working hard to win possession.
Yeah, it's great effort from Alex Johnson early on. He's looking lively. I mean, he hasn't scored either of the goals yet, but he's been one of the most impressive players for Guiseley.
Guiseley now on the right-hand side with Dodd. Leamington work down that right flank, tried to cross, it's gone behind, and it's out for a goal kick. In those opening forays, Dodd was really looking quite threatening down that right-hand side, but since the goal, I can't think of an instance where he's really got the ball until just now and been able to run an attack.
Yeah, he's been really lively early on, and like we say, but then he missed his penalty early on, which was a horror moment for him as he tried to chip it low into the corner. It just went wide. So since then, he hasn't really been, as we say, lively down that right-hand side as much.
Yeah, seems to have sucked the confidence out of him. Still clear reception though from Hall, puts it behind for a corner.
Yeah, he would have been through on goal there. It's a great from Hall. It's another corner to deal with though, and it could be a chance now for Leamington to get these big men up again.
So it's a real challenge here. Guiseley have to defend a corner from the right-hand side, and Leamington have plenty of players up there. And in Daly and Johnson, they've got 2 very big men. And now someone's just gone down in the area, clutching their face. It's a Guiseley man, and the referee's just stepped across. Something's kicked off, and I'm not quite sure what. Andy Holdsworth is over talking to the referee, and Dodd's coming across to have a chat with the referee, and so is Daly. And it's Ben Parker, I think, who's busy just feeling his nose. And I don't think the Leamington fans on the far side are very happy with that. If you're getting any language through, we do apologise. And Parker and the number 4, Joe Magunda, it is, who are being spoken to. And it looks like referees just saying, enough of the handbags, get on with it.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
And Guiseley are going to have to just wait to get the ball back, I think. And eventually Holdsworth it is who takes the throw in on the right-hand side and loses out. And it's gone behind for a throw-in. The consensus seems to be Mace did get it, but nobody's actually sure. Good work now from Johnson. Just gets the ball in the Leamington area, gets a shot away, but it's no power on it, straight through to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's Leamington are back in it, but Guiseley still pushing on to restore this 2-goal lead that they've worked really hard to get. But shot back we think it's Mace who got the scrappy finish in the end.
Long one forward, now looking for Dodd, and Leamington look to get back on level terms before the break. Mainel gets it away, nodded on well by Heath. Out to the left-hand side, Andy Holdsworth steps across, plays it into Brooksby. Brooksby now can start some form of counter-attack. Plenty of players around him, plays it in nicely towards Johnson. It was a good ball, and good running from Johnson. There were too many yellow shirts, or golden shirts rather, around the Guiseley frontman for him to make any further headway. And it's going to be a throw-in, which Andy Holdsworth steps across to take. I think he was someone who's been recovering from an injury, actually, Matt Dodd. I seem to remember I was looking through the notes before the game. The manager, Paul Holleran, was citing a number of problems that they'd had injury-wise. So I don't know if that is the case. I'm just looking around to see if it is him. It does certainly seem to be the man down on the ground that I can see. But it's been certainly been a good first half for Guiseley. It's been a very exciting game for the neutral, hasn't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely. As we've had a missed penalty, we've had 3 goals, and it could be anyone's at the moment. As Guiseley are in the lead, but Leamington have got back in it, and they're looking dangerous, especially on these set pieces. But it really isn't entertaining first 35 minutes.
And we're just waiting for a minute. Dodd doesn't look in too bad shape. He's getting himself back up, doing the customary limp that any injured player has to do. So it might be something he can run off. And I think we'll be back underway. I did see that the Leamington staff brought out the subs board for a moment, but it didn't look to have a name or a number pre-prepared on it, so it seems to be as we were. And Guiseley start again with Danny Boschel. Plays it out to Andy Holdsworth inside their own half. Hall and Parker playing passing games between each other under no real duress from the Leamington front line. Ball goes forward to Rothery into the Leamington half. Out wide here to Brooksby. Back to Reid, that he'd blasted wide of the mark. And then Danny Forrest nodded home from one corner, and then 2 minutes later, Danny Hall, obviously making his debut this afternoon, did the same thing. And it was looking comfortable until James Mace, we think, nodded on the line from a corner from Leamington. It's perspective to bring them right back into the game. And Guiseley have also had chances. Gavin Rothery's blasted a firm shot from the edge of the area, but found that Tony Breeden was equal to it with a fine save. Now the Lions come forward down the left-hand side once again. Forrest into the area. Hans Johnson is free, but he hits the post from close range. The second is bundled in there. Jack Rea. What a wonderful move that was. But somehow Alex Johnson missed from close range. Yet Jack Rea was on hand to come from midfield, and now the Lions lead 3-1.
Yeah, they've restored their 2-goal lead. Alex Johnson in front of goal looked like he just easily put it in. He hit the post, it came back, and brilliant reaction from Jack Rea, and he stuck it in the corner really well. But it's just good from Guiseley again. Now they're getting forward, carrying on. They haven't been disrupted by the Leamington goal back to them, and they've managed to restore this 2-goal lead.
Well, that's what we needed. I tell you, this game was hanging on a knife edge, I felt, for a while there, but back in the advantage. It's knock this ball around now. Under pressure, Hall plays a good ball down the right-hand side. It was Ricky Johnson who was looking to close him down. And it's gone out for a Leamington throw inside their own half, with Guiseley leading 3-1 in this first half. a very action-packed or incident-packed first period. Leamington have missed a penalty as well. And it's clearance from Stephen Drench up towards Wayne Brooksby. Gets a good flick on. Ball up in the air now as Leamington return it. Control is poor from Bottomer, and it's controlled well by Holdsworth, and his ball deflects off Heath, and Guiseley get the ball forward now towards Gavin Rothery. Rothery sprays the ball out wide to Forrest. A really good ball there from Rothery. Forrest on the edge of the area, gets it into the area, takes a deflection, goes behind for another corner, and almost an own goal there. It was very close to the upright.
Yeah, again, Guiseley passing it around really well, and he played it in well, Forrest there, and deflection almost went into the top corner from the Leamington man.
Corner now to Guiseley on the left-hand side. The ball with Wayne Brooksby. He's going to whip this one in now. And goals and corners have certainly come together this afternoon. Referee just tidying something up in the penalty area. Having a word again. It's been certainly full of competitive spirit from these set pieces. Brooksby whips this one in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Good palm away from the goalkeeper. Cleared finally up towards the halfway line. Every time, both sets of attacking.
Yeah, again, it's great to see Guiseley keeping possession well. They've, it seems after the goals what they've been scoring, they're able to hold possession and calm play down a bit, which is great to see.
Leamington have the ball down the left-hand side. They are beaten to it, but it's taken away by Brooksby. Brooksby plays a good long one here, looking for Johnson. Johnson under pressure here from Mace. Mace wins that battle. And it's a good battle this afternoon those two are having. Mace winning out with a good tackle this occasion. He's looked a very solid centre-half, has to be said. A couple of occasions he's put in a real firm challenge. But Guiseley now have a throw-in down the right-hand side. And we wait for the thrower to get things back underway. We have no sight of this, by the way. We're completely making it up from where we sat. We can't see a thing. Rothery goes down towards the touchline. Under pressure, he loses out, and a good counter-attack opportunity for Leamington, but snuffed out there by Rhys Maynell. Stephen Drench has to watch. The ball just bobbled in front of him as he went to clear. Gets it up to the halfway line. Nodded out by Heath, who wins the header for Leamington, but it's going to be a throw for Guiseley.
Yeah, as we were talking then about the Johnson battling with Mace at the back. It's great to see Alex Johnson so lively as he was last week as well, in a battle with a centre-back, and he's looking really impressive early on. He's unfortunate he didn't get his goal, but he did. He was in the area and involved with eventually when Rhea stuck it in.
Well, I'm in a good mood as we head for the break. Guiseley 3-1 up here in Leamington, and the new Windmill is proving to be a good stomping ground so far, but nothing to say about this. He starts another surging run down the right-hand side. Tackled well by Jack Rhea. Super tackle from Rhea. Dodd looked like he'd got the better of him. He feels that he should have had a free kick. The referee then does give a free kick, and this time for Alex Johnson. And the home fans not enjoying that at all. And Guiseley have a free kick. It's about level with the edge of the centre circle. Out far on the left-hand side, and we're going to have the first booking of the game. And I think it's Joe Magunda, who I think was at the heart of that incident earlier on with Ben Parker. The referee's going to book him as we head towards the 45. The first yellow card comes out. Danny Hall just stepping across to have a word with the referee as well. But Magunda gets the yellow card, and I think that's just for the number of free kicks he's conceded. Yeah,
the ref wasn't happy with him. He brought him over, so it's clearly a repeat offence there from Magunda.
Or something he said. Anyway, guys, you have a free kick, like we say, just out on the left-hand side. Rhys Maynell play, then well won back there by Ricky Johnson, the substitute. Plays in Dodd on the right flank. Now a chance for him to run as he's shown he can in the first half. Gets the ball into the area, flicked away from Johnson by Guiseley man. It's gone behind for a throw-in. It's actually gone out for a throw-in right by the corner flag on the left-hand side, but another incisive movement there on that right-hand side from Leamington.
Yeah, it was Ben Parker who managed to just rise and flick it away, but Leamington looking dangerous just before half-time here.
A goal would be exactly the tonic, quite the tonic actually for the home side. Guiseley need to defend hard now to retain this 2-goal lead into the break. The throw comes to nothing, actually rather disappointing I would think from a home fan's perspective. And Guiseley just can take a few moments to run the clock down. and just see if they can go into the break 3-1 to the good. It's been a super first half. All started, looked like it was going to go wrong when they got the early penalty, Leamington, but since then Guiseley have grown. And the man on the ball now, Alex Johnson, has had a real role in it, although he's not got on the score sheet yet. Johnson out wide here to Forrest. Forrest comes down this left flank, shadowed by 3 players. Forrest goes past first one, cut out well by Luke Connolly, taken away, and good follow-up work from Rhys Maynell. It blocks the clearance, and it's gone out into touch for a throw-in for Leamington, deep inside their own right-back territory. As we head to the break, Tim, Mark Bauer's going to be a very happy man, isn't he, at the break?
Yeah, he'll be delighted with the 3-1 scoreline going at half-time. For Leamington, it's got to be asking questions about the defence maybe, as how are Guiseley getting through at this easily to get the 3 goals in the first half. But yeah, for Mark, he's got to just say, Guiseley, keep doing what you're doing, keep the possession, and just keep attacking like they are.
Well, the ball from the throw's gone all the way back to Stephen Drench. He's launched it forward up to the halfway line. Headed away by Morley, and then a rather aimless ball forward is going to find its way all the way back to Tony Breeden. And Breeden opts to hold on because Johnson is not giving him any time whatsoever, closing down the goalkeeper a lot. I know Mark Bauer saw this side play against Stalybridge a couple of weeks ago. You get the impression there's been a couple of tactics very much on the cards from what he's seen, and one of which I would say is closing the goalkeeper down.
Playing their game, keeping hold of the ball, especially in midfield. They're playing some nice balls in, and then when it comes out wide, it's great to see Wayne Brooksby getting on the ball, looking eager to push on, and Alex Johnson's very lively up front. He's, as we say, unfortunate not to get a goal so far, but I'm sure if he keeps up this work rate, he could definitely add to his tally in the second half.
Well, we hope you're enjoying the commentary of this game. Of course, we're going to be here throughout this match for the full 90 minutes, rabbiting on inanely. Tim is going to take us through half-time, I believe, with giving us some of the latest scores and doing his Jeff Stelling impression as best as he can. But we'll hopefully get plenty of feedback from you. Must admit, we're having had a few problems technically wise with the reception here. I know that we've had a couple of difficulties in terms of maintaining the stream, but it seems to have improved tremendously since we've done a few changes here. So do let us know via Twitter at Guiseley Radio. If you're at home, if you're near a computer, it'd be wonderful just to get your feedback and your thoughts, and hopefully you're enjoying what you're hearing, because Guiseley are on such a wonderful run at the moment in this first half, leading by 3-1. But Tim, I think you're just about set now. You've got your phone set at the ready, and you've got all the data and all the scores from around the ground. So if you're just tuning in, listening to us on the computer in the corner of the kitchen whilst you're doing your decorating or whatever it is you're doing, then hopefully you can keep abreast of all the scores. I'm going to have a quick sandwich, if I don't mind, Tim, and I'm going to let Tim just do the honours with giving us all the scores from around the grounds. Before we go off, have a listen to this. That's what they think of it, and they're pretty much enjoying it. So Tim, you let us know what's going around the ground, then we'll join you for the second half.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. It was great there with the Guiseley fans. Are really lively, wanting to shout the Guiseley name just in front of us. Brilliant support from Guiseley as always here in Leamington. So we'll go through some of the half-time scores from elsewhere. Starting in the Premier League, it's Aston Villa 0, Cardiff 0. Is a goalless scoreline. An interesting game between Chelsea and West Brom. Chelsea 1-0 up. Samuel Eto'o, who seems to be just getting better and better at the moment, has scored that first half goal. So Chelsea 1, West Brom 0. It's Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. That's the latest score, so we'll come up to half time soon. Managerless Crystal Palace will be hoping to bounce back at the moment as they're struggling in the Premier League. It's Liverpool 3, Fulham 0. Great first half. It's all going well for Liverpool at the moment. Suarez amongst the scorers there, and Amarebieta own goal. That's a hard enough name to say even when you're cold. And Martin Skirtle also with a goal. It's not going well for Fulham there at all, though. They're struggling struggling totally at the moment. And Martignolle will be under pressure, especially 3-0 down at half-time at Anfield. Tough place to go, but they'll be asking questions. It's Southampton 3, Hull 0. What a first half of Southampton. Hull possibly struggling in the Premier League this season, but Southampton just carrying on their fine form. Schneiderlin, Lambert with a penalty, and Lallana. And the later kickoff will be Norwich v West Ham. So remember, we're here on Guiseley AFC Radio. Guiseley currently flying 3-1 up at half-time at Leamington. So we'll go through now, if we can get them in, some of the FA Cup first round scores, as there's a lot of clubs interested, like Guiseley, in the lower leagues, partaking in the FA Cup still in this first round proper. So some of the scores that will come through, the early kickoff was Grimsby 0, Scunthorpe 0. So that'll need to go to a replay. But in the other scores, we'll fly through these. There's Boreham Wood 0, Carlisle 0, Accrington 0, Tranmere 0. It's Braintree 1, Newport 0, Brentford 3, Stainstown 0, Bristol City 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Bury and Cambridge was actually suspended. We mentioned as on our way down, the rain was heavy up in Yorkshire, but it's been fine here, and they've managed to get a great condition here for the game. But that one between Bury and Cambridge couldn't beat the weather. It's Chesterfield 0, Daventry Town 0, Colchester 0, Sheffield United 2. It's Corby Town 0, Dover Athletic 0, Gillingham 0, Brackley Town 0. It's Gloucester City 0, Fleetwood 1. So one of Guiseley's opponents recently, Gloucester City, not able to get an upset so far at home to Fleetwood. Gloucester City 0, Fleetwood 1 half-time. It's Hartlepool 2, Notts County 1, Hednesford Town 0, Crawley 0, Kidderminster 2, Sutton United 1, Leyton Orient 2, Southport 1, Lincoln City 0, Plymouth 0, it's Macclesfield 1, Swindon 0. We saw, as we were travelling down, me and Colin on the motorway, we saw some Halifax Town fans on some coaches we noticed coming down from Yorkshire. They're playing at MK Dons today, and they are 1-0 down at half-time. It's MK Dons 1, Halifax 0. It's Morecambe 0, Southend 2, Oldham 1, Wolves 1. An interesting game there with two big clubs hoping to have a cup run, but one of them will have to leave, unfortunately. But Oldham 1, Wolves 1. Oxford United 0, Gateshead 1. It's Peterborough 0, Exeter 0. Preston 3, Barnet 0. Great first half for Preston, disaster for Barnet. It's Rotherham 1, Bradford 0. Bradford not able to get a first half lead in this Yorkshire affair. Rotherham 1, Bradford 0. It's Salisbury 3, Dartford 0. St Albans City 1, Mansfield 2. Stevenage 2, Portsmouth 0. Stourbridge 2, Biggleswade Town 1. Tamworth 1, Cheltenham 0. Torquay 0, Rochdale 0. Walsall 1, Shrewsbury 0. Welling 2, Luton 0. It's Wrexham 1, Alfreton 0. And Wickham and Crewe are 1-1 at half-time. So those are some of the scores from the FA Cup first round proper. We'll move on to the Championship now, the Sky Bet Championship, to get you the half-time scores. As we sit here in Leamington, in a great position for Guiseley at the moment, 3-1 up with 3 goals in the first half for Guiseley after an early scare of a penalty was put wide from Matt Dodd for Leamington, and since then it's been fantastic with goals from Hall, Forest and Rhea. So moving on to the Championship, the early kick-off between Reading and QPR finished in a 1-1 draw. Two teams relegated from the Premier League last season, neither able to get an important 3 points there. They shared the points 1-1. In an all-Yorkshire affair, it's Barnsley 0, Doncaster 0. Nothing to shout about in that game so far. It's Blackpool 1, Ipswich 0. Bolton 2, Millwall 1. Brighton are leading at home to Blackburn. Brighton 1. Blackburn 0. It's goalless between Burnley and Bournemouth. Derby have the lead at half-time over Sheffield Wednesday. Derby 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. It's Huddersfield 1, Birmingham 1. Leicester City 0, Nottingham Forest 2 in that East Midlands derby. Cox and Mackey with the 2 goals for Nottingham Forest. Great first half, travelling at Leicester there. It's Middlesbrough 1, Watford 1, and a great first half for Leeds. They are 1-0 up at Charlton. McCormack, of course, with that goal. So we're waiting on some Conference North scorelines. We'll hopefully get those to you when they come in. Obviously, the Skrill North, the important league here for all you Guiseley fans. So in the football conference, not many games made it through, obviously, with the FA Cup happening. But it's Hyde 1, Chester 1 in the only game that's going on in the Skrill Premier. So in the Skrill North, Guiseley's League, we'll try and get some scoreline through as we talk to you from Leamington at half-time here. The scorelines we've got through at the moment are Boston United 0, Colwyn Bay 1, Harrogate 0, Worcester City 0. It's Histon 1, Vauxhall Motors 0. Obviously, as we said here, Guiseley leading at Leamington 3-1 at half-time. Fantastic first half for the Lions. It's Oxford City 1, Stockport 1, and Solihull Moors 1, Workington 0. So that's the Skrill North scores for you as the teams are starting to emerge now. It's only the golden kit of Leamington that's approached so far for the second half. So a repeat of what's been great so far for Guiseley in recent weeks. It could be happening again as Guiseley look like they could get these 3 points. They're 3-1 up at half-time. Leamington looking shaky. Guiseley attacking well in numbers. They're keeping possession well. So it's great to see early signs of attacking football from Guiseley. They'll need to keep tight at the back with a lot of talent in the Leamington squad. They'll need to be aware as well of Matt Dodd, who's been lively down the right-hand side. He may start on the left now as he's receiving some treatment. But the Guiseley boys are back. As we heard, the boys are back in town just on the PA system then. Guiseley back out for the second half. So we've gone through the half-time scorelines with you. Some interesting scorelines from all around, including the FA Cup first round, teams who could maybe make that dream cup run through to the third round and get a great draw against the Premier League side. But as we're here anyway, back at half-time, I'll put you back onto Colin Robertson.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Mammoth effort from you there in the half-time break. Keeping us up to date with everything that's going on around the ground. Reception looks like it's improved here technically, but thanks to the guys who have commented on us. Tommy Broadwell, he says he's missed all the goals because of the freezing on the YouTube. I know you do actually, if you start it and manually restart the YouTube, that can help. Great half-time score and good commentary. Thanks, Thomas Harvey. You can tweet again. And Rob Hall, he's saying the reception is patchy, but enjoying the coverage and score. Wish I was at Leamington. It's great, Rob. We are having a wonderful afternoon so far. We're 3 and busy defending and working to retain possession down at left back. Guys, you can see the free kick.
Yeah, as we said in the first half, Alex Johnson was looking lively, and he was again at the start of this second half, coming down the left-hand side, looked to get the cross in, but it was well dealt with by the skipper for Leamington.
Well, you're listening to Guiseley AFC Radio. We're bringing you live match commentary of this game at Leamington, where Leamington now look to attack, and Guiseley are a comfortable 3-1 in a comfortable, I don't dare say that, to be honest. They're in a 3-1 lead. You'd never say comfortable in any game, but particularly this afternoon, where Leamington have had a penalty that they've missed as well. They've had chances too. Other than that, And Guiseley too have also made other chances, including a really fine save from their goalkeeper, Tony Breeden, from a Gavin Rothery left-footed drive from the edge of the area. Leamington have the throw on the right-hand side. Tim still catching his breath from his mammoth half-time score update. The ball now here with Dodd. Dodd tries to go past his man, lays it back into the feet of Mugunda. He can't get through a melee of players on this right-hand side, but it's sent away and into the feet of Heath. Jake Heath plays it in towards the edge of the area, laid out wide by substitute Johnson. Then hop back into the area, looking for the head of Johnson. Johnson just unable to get onto it. Referee calls for a penalty. The referee's given a second penalty to Leamington for a pullback on the substitute Johnson, and this could be trouble as well. There's a real shout for a card as well from the crowd behind. The referee saying there is a penalty. The Leamington players protest that there should be a card because it's a goal-scoring opportunity. The referee has not called anyone over as yet. Stephen Drench is protesting the case with the goalkeeper. Not the start we were looking for, Tim.
No, it wasn't at all. It looked as well, the referee gave it so late, like he was looking over to his assistant for his opinion on the matter. It was an innocuous one with the tug back, but it's dangerous again now for Guiseley. Away back in the game for Leamington out of nowhere.
Guiseley now just trying to take the sting out of it, trying to craft another attacking move. A free kick, surely. Connolly through the back of Forrest from the head, and now Guiseley have a free kick sort of about 35 yards from goal. Danny Boschel will stand over it. Chance for the Lions to distribute the ball into the area. And it's Wayne Brooksby who'll step up and take this. It's far too far for a shot. So we have 5 white shirts on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's whipped in towards the penalty area. Almost a flick on from Johnson. It gets knocked behind. It's a corner kick to Guiseley. But Johnson just looked like he was shaping himself for the backward flick header and tried to send that ball goalwards.
Yeah, great ball in by Wayne Brooksby, whipped in, and Guiseley just couldn't get anything on to flick it towards the corner. But they've won a corner this time, so another dangerous place for them to get men forward.
Well, it's the North Bank that the guys. There's a big sign behind it saying that, and they'll be hoping that they can make their fans behind that happier. Ball goes in from the corner, plucked out of the air easily by Tony Breeden. Of course, the Lions against him. A push is the decision, and Guiseley can breathe a sigh of relief. 3-2 still to the Lions. All the Guiseley goals in the first half. Danny Hall, Danny Forrest and Jack Rear on the score sheet. Matt Dodd missed a penalty in the first half, has scored one in the second half. Another goal from James Mace, we think, on the halfway on the goal line from a corner in a bundle of players. Has given the goals for Leamington. A long one forward now, down this right hand side by Andy Holdsworth, looking for Johnson and Brooksby. Brooksby trying to chase down that back four and putting them under pressure. Reese Maynell wins a header, picked up now by Dodd. Dodd square to Connolly. Connolly plays a long ball forward, cut out well by Ben Parker. And the two makeshift centre half pairing once again. Guys, you having to completely change it. Is working well to snuff out that particular attack. Stephen Drench with the long one forward there, looking for Alex Johnson. It's cut out. Ball bouncing around as the tempo increases. Now it's with Bottomer, who plays the ball forward, looking for Chilton. In towards the edge of the area where Johnson is the target man for Leamington. He was beaten away. It's all the way back with the goalkeeper, Breeden. Breeden shanks his clearance, gets lucky with it. It's white shirts in the area. Forrest has a run at the full-back. Gets it into Boschel on the edge of the area. Now square here to Maynell. Maynell with two bodies to aim for in the area, but he's only found the head of Daly. Daly heads away well. Maynell comes back to collect, and then Parker sends it all the way back to the goalkeeper, Stephen Drench. Drench has a task on, has to dribble past two Leamington players before playing it into the feet of Ben Parker. Forward now to Forrest. Not a chance to bring you in, Tim. Sorry for a moment. Forrest plays it square here to Rothery. Rothery now with options ahead of him. Picked up by Holdsworth, and he's brought down for a free kick to Guiseley.
Yeah, great intensity again from Guiseley. They're really attacking with a lot of 100% effort here, and hopefully they can carry this on and push on for this fourth goal.
Well, I'm hoping we've got a better stream. Thanks for all your comments at half-time, letting us know that you were picking us up, albeit intermittently in the first half. But if you've got any feedback on the second period, great to hear it. And Thomas Harvey says he'll tweet again. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Rob, and Tommy Broadwell as well. Rob Hall and Tommy Broadwell also letting us know what's occurring with our coverage. Half-time here. At half-time we were leading 3-1. It's 3-2, but Guiseley now have a free kick about 35 yards from the goal, level with the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. And it's Wayne Brooksby just orchestrating things. 5 players on the edge of the 18-yard box. The ball whipped in. Nobody gets on the end of it. Taken down here by Danny Forrest. He gets a shot away, but it's cleared by Daly on the edge of the 6-yard box. And good chance now for Leamington to get a counter-attack.
They've got to be careful they don't commit too many men forward, as Leamington do look slightly dangerous. But it was good work on Jack Rea then to cut out that last attack.
Guys, some interesting options on the bench for Jamil Eblay, Michael Potts, Craig Hobson, Louis Swain. Stephen Dickinson, of course, substitute goalkeeper. No doubt we'll see some changes, but at the moment the 11 that are out there are doing well. The 3-2 to the good. Andy Holdsworth plays one into the edge of the area where Johnson takes it down in his chest, but it's judged to have handled. It was unfortunate because he did take it down the chest, but it bounced onto the arm.
Yeah, it's unlucky from Alex Johnson there. Sorry, he's been working hard and looked to take it on the chest there and get a turn and shot away, but he couldn't do that. Unlucky for the player.
Now Leamington come forward down the right hand side with Dodd. Dodd runs at Maynell, goes down towards the touchline, gets the ball across, takes a deflection off Maynell. It's gone behind for a corner. Leamington now turning the screw, and Guiseley have to defend this one as we head towards the hour mark of this game.
They're certainly looking dangerous coming down this right hand side. Dodd's cross there deflected by Maynell, and Guiseley really need to be aware not to concede on the corner.
Plenty of golden shirts in there and around the penalty area. They're going to take this on the right hand side. The big men are forward, Daly and of course Johnson, the substitute. Ball comes into the area, taken a sort of a volley, half volley come shot from the centre half Daly. It's every bit as good as you can imagine. It's gone easily cleared, but Leamington can come down this left hand side now. Dodd in towards the feet of Chilton, cut out well by a sliding challenge. Immediately Danny Forrest gets the ball. He's surrounded by 3 players, but gets the ball out of his feet and away up towards Alex Johnson. But it's taken down again, and Daly has a chance to launch this one long. Johnson tries to cut him out, but Daly very coolly just shimmies past him, plays the long one up towards the edge of the area. Headed away this time by Parker, only as far as his opposite number, Mace. Headed away by Holdsworth. Now a chance for a Guiseley counter-attack. Brooksby comes to the halfway line. He's shadowed really well by Chilton. And then eventually Morley and Chilton combine well to take the ball away from Brooksby. And Leamington come away and get Stephen Moore his first touch on the ball. And Moore and Ben and Hall have a bit of a to-do. But anyway, the ball's come away with Rothery. Rothery sent the ball into the area. Alex Johnson almost on the end of it. Taken away from him. And then Alex Johnson into the area. He was onside. The goalkeeper just gets there ahead of him. A wicked deflection from a Leamington perspective. Just sent the ball with Alex Johnson. No one to beat but the goalkeeper. But before Johnson could get to the ball, wonderful reactions from Tony Breeden to get enough on it and get the ball away. But you could see from Rhys Maynell just a moment earlier, he's claiming a stamp by Stephen Moore on Hall.
Yeah, we were looking at that before, the Moore and Hall battle going on there. It didn't look nice, and Maynell not happy. But the attack then, Alex Johnson looking so close to getting his goal that he's really deserved for his hard work today.
Well, a corner now to Guiseley on the left-hand side as they attack this Leamington goal. It's going to be delivered this time by Brooksby again. Plenty of players in around the 6-yard box. Played in short towards the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper doesn't get to it. The header from Hall this time. Moore looks a little perplexed, but it's going to be a free kick nonetheless to Guiseley.
Yeah, let off for Guiseley as Moore's looking dangerous, running down there. Guiseley just need to keep up this pressure they're putting on, which is good on the defence here. Johnson and Forrest especially are closing them down and trying to stop the attack from the defence.
Well, a clearance from the goalkeeper up towards the halfway line. Good touch from Rothery. Finds Holdsworth on the halfway line back now to Rothery, just a few yards into the Leamington half. But again, shadowed and taken out of the ball by so many Leamington players. Rothery just has a little clip of a Leamington man and free kicks given, which Morley now indicates to Breeden to step forward to take. Breeden says, no, thank you, that's too far. So it's actually going to be Morley who takes. And we've had 67 minutes or so of this match. Guiseley, plenty of work yet to do. 3-2 to the good. Poor ball now from Leamington, played into the feet of Maynell it was, and then he plays a rather wayward ball towards Alex Johnson. It's gone beyond him, and easy for Breeden. But you can see the tempo of play, the area of play is so much more in Guiseley's territory than it was in the first half. Immediately, Leamington committing men forward. Bosch will win the head from the clearance from the goalkeeper. Taken down by Parker and laid out again, this time to Brooksby. Guiseley just not able to feed the ball forward, cut out well by Morley. He sends one down the flanks, but it's beaten to Stephen Moore by Andy Holdsworth. And then Danny Hall, for he can notice at the other side of the field. What's going on? It's one of these classic positions where the referee's completely engrossed in what's happening with the throw-in. He hasn't seen that his linesman's flagging at the other side. Eventually he does, and it is indeed Alex Johnson who's going to make way for Louis Swain.
Yeah, it could be a good chance here for Louis Swain to repeat what he did last week and get that late goal. It's good to see that he'll provide this high energy just that Guiseley need to carry on as Johnson was provided. Great performance from Alex Johnson, you've got to say.
Well, it's not surprising because Guiseley are leading. He's making his slowest movement on the pitch we've seen all afternoon. He's taking a slow march across to the far side of the field where Louis Swain is waiting. Better to hurry up, otherwise Swain's warm-up will have been in vain. 20 minutes to go. The Lions lead 3-2 here on Guiseley AFC radio. And we're having good listeners this afternoon. A good volume of listeners, so thank you very much for joining us. We are, of course, broadcasting this live from the new Windmill. And it's been a fascinating afternoon. Louis Swain's first entry into the field. A bit of a late challenge on the centre-half. Chested down there by Andy Holdsworth, and it's out for a throw into Leamington. Leamington play a long one forward with Morley, the captain, looking for Stephen Moore. Headed away well by Hall, into the feet of Swain. Swain sends it back to Boschel. Boschel's poor ball towards Jack Rear is cut out. Tidied up though by Ben Parker, and then a long one forward to the goalkeeper. Ben Parker and Danny Hall, the two centre-halves this afternoon, and yet another centre-half pairing. Adam Lockwood's not available this afternoon, and illness has taken Jake. Guys are just conceding possession a little bit too cheaply, too consistently now in that half. Leamington get the ball on the halfway line with Dodd. Daly launches one forward. It should go back to Drench. It's chested down instead by Parker. Into the feet of Rothery. Cleared by Boschel. Up towards Swain. Swain and Daly will battle for it. Daly opts to send it into touch. Substitution rather. For Leamington. Josh Hawker it is. He's coming on. And I think it's Matt Dodd, who is going off. He's obviously run himself ragged. Is it? No. No, beg your pardon. Now I'm confused. No, hang on. Right, I've completely lost it. Tim, you should be helping me out at this point here.
I'm as baffled as you looking over here.
No, it is Matt Dodd who's actually made way from a Leamington perspective, and at the same moment there, the board came up for Guiseley. Oh, can you tell the professionalism here? And it's Craig Hobson who's coming on, and he's going to replace Danny Forrest. Yeah. So we get there in the end.
Yeah, yeah, it could be good here to see Craig Hobson play the same kind of role with Louis Swain he did at the end of the game last week, where they linked up to get that winning goal, but just to kind of shore it up and hold the ball up in that final third for Guiseley, just to calm it down.
So Hobson comes on. He's one of these players that's willing to battle for the ball in the middle of the park and up front. Guys who want that ball to stick a little bit more than it has been doing in the last 10-15 minutes. Leamington, meanwhile, with a free kick, have everyone into the Guiseley area. The free kick's taken by the goalkeeper. Back punched, blasted the ball into the penalty area, eventually beaten away by the back line. And a rather cheap pass forward concedes a goal kick. And Guiseley get a bit of a let-off there because Leamington committed a lot of players forward.
Yeah, they did, and Guiseley have to get every man back, and it was groans from the fans of Leamington here because they felt that was a good chance to at least get a shot on goal for the home side to find the equaliser, but nothing to shout about at all for the home side there.
Well, if you're just joining us towards the end of this match, 9 minutes to go, Guiseley leading 3-2. Leamington putting all the pressure on in the last 20 minutes or so, I'd say. There's been chances for both sides in this half. Leamington have scored, bringing it back to 3-2 after being 3-1. Heath now making some foray down the right-hand side and has just won himself a free kick after Hobson and Maynell close in on him. And it's a free kick right out by the touchline on the right-hand side, just a yard in, I would say, from there. Midway in the half, and once again it's a chance for Leamington to distribute a long ball in here and see if they can get back on level terms. Morley looks to distribute it with his left foot, curls one in towards the penalty spot, headed away this time by Holdsworth, only as far as the edge of the area, knocked back in, looking for the head of Johnson. Johnson's head, a little flick on, but it didn't have the direction. It's gone past the upright. Stephen Drench seemed to have it covered anyway, but just another sign of the danger they've got. A big aerial threat with Daly and Johnson, two very tall and powerful players. And guys, you just have to be so careful, don't they, from these set pieces?
Yeah, they really do. And it was it looked like it was dealt with well, Holdsworth originally, but then it came back over. And
ably informed, Michael Potts is going to be making his way onto the field. And it looks like Gavin Rothery, I think, will be the man to be sacrificed. Guys, you now just have to tidy things up, because for a moment Ben Parker seemed to be dawdling on things, and Stephen Moore was lurking. Sent back to the goalkeeper. Drench knocks it into touch, and the substitution can happen. Rothery will make way, and Potts will come on. And I think that's an interesting substitute. Michael Potts, a real competitive midfielder. He's scored a few as well this season. Scored a couple. And Gavin Rothery's had a good game this afternoon. Came close to scoring with a good drive from the edge of the area in the first half. Wonderfully saved by Tony Breeden. A real acrobatic dive. Denied him. Guys, he's taking the time with the substitution. But Potts is a good addition, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll hopefully shore up this midfield and keep it solid, because he's a real fighter, and he'll work well with Jack Rear in closing them down and making sure Leamington don't get any passes through the midfield.
So still plenty of time yet for Guiseley to battle their way. 9 minutes to go yet. Leamington right on the edge of the area, trying to feed the ball through. Can't do. It's cleared up towards the halfway line. Picked up now here by Connolly. Connolly sends another one long forward, looking for the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed away well by Hall. Nodded down. Picked up now here by Brooksby. Can Brooksby lead some form of counter-attack? We just need to relieve the pressure at the moment here. Brooksby goes down this right-hand channel. He's got 2 or 3 players around him. He loses the ball. Louis Swain tries to battle it back, gets a good firm tackle in, and eventually Guiseley can't keep things going. Jack Rear committed himself, but well defended by Leamington, taken up towards the Guiseley half, where a good header from Hall wins possession back for the Lions. Ball down here on the left-hand side with Maynell. Still this tempo continues in this game. Hobson now gets his first touch, gets the ball and runs at this back line, tries to go past Connolly. Good work from Connolly. Hobson fouls him. Little unnecessary, and the free kick's given from Connolly to the free kick.
How many balls we play with, ref?
Yeah, I thought a bit harsh on Hobson there. I didn't think he did too much wrong. And the ref, the ref not happy
well,
there.
just stop there for a minute. Louis Swain went forward. He was saying that the ball should be back. The goalkeeper, then went off and pushed Swain, rather dramatically and a little unnecessary, really. He's got a yellow card for it. Swain was complaining that the ball should have been further back. I think Swain was just trying to stop him from getting the ball moving forward, but you could just get a sense of how the tempers are going to be rising as we go towards this final 10 minutes, 5 minutes or so. And the Lions now have to defend, because Breeden sends another long one through. Cleared this time. Boschel up towards the Leamington half. Sent straight back, and that's the problem actually it's been recently. It's just been returning every single time. Rhys Maynell now with the football at his feet. Plays a nice 1-2 with Hobson. Gets the return ball. Goes towards goal. Loses out, but plays it in towards Swain. Swain can't go past the 3 players and loses out immediately. Immediately Leamington look to attack. Taken down by Chilton and cut out well by Hall. And then back to Holdsworth. Holdsworth lofts one forward. This is all he can do really at the moment. There's a back line of 4 players and only one Louis Swain up there. And Breeden, with the ball at his feet, tries to play it forward. And Hall has the option of going back to the goalkeeper. Takes a wicked bobble in front of Drench, but he does well as Johnson closes him down. And then a long one from Drench was rather optimistically heading towards Swain. Hobson now tries to cut out Connolly. Connolly goes past Hobson. Hobson beaten well by Connolly. Connolly retains possession just on the halfway line for Leamington. They have plenty of options ahead of him. Played to Daly. Daly plays it long, looking for Johnson. Johnson just unable to take that one down and control. And it's gone out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Leamington still trying to launch these long balls forward towards the front men there, who can't at the moment get it under control, but Guiseley will still have to be aware of this ball coming over to the big men.
Into the last 5. Guiseley lead 3-2, but there's danger here at the moment because Stephen Moore's coming forward, shadowed by Parker, and then a good claim from Stephen Drench, and he opts to play it out and long once again, looking for Hobson. Can't just get this down. Guys, you just need to hold on to the ball for a little period. They can't. It's forward by Maynell, looking for Swain. Daly's going to get there ahead of him. Swain's the only target man at the moment. Mark Bowers rolled the dice 3 times over now with the substitute, so there's no other changes that can happen. Long ball forward, looking for Rhys Maynell. Flicked on by Hobson. Taken down here for Leamington by Daly. Daly launches another one long, looking at the edge of the area, looking for the flick on from Johnson. He doesn't win that header. Potts battling away, trying to win this ball. Does so, takes it away from Heath. But it's only a throw-in, only the expense of a throw-in to Leamington once again, on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Leamington getting a bit of possession here and looking dangerous as they start to knock it around and gain a bit of confidence. Guiseley need to close them down and win the ball back.
The pattern really with Leamington at the moment. The scoreline not, but it's only a goal in it, and now Leamington pick up a loose ball on the edge of the area with Chilton. Guys, you need to defend this. Chilton goes down the right flank, plays it into a substitute, plays it across the face of goal. It was Hawker, and it was cleared, fortunately, by Hobson, I think, right on the line. Now taken away here by Swain. Plays a good one down the right-hand side. If Wayne Brooksby can get onto it. Good running from Brooksby. Forces the left-back into a decision, and Morley opts to put it out into touch for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's just what Guiseley need. The work rate there, Brooksby showed to run up and get to that ball after just defending. Good defending there to clear it for Guiseley, so they're just dealing with the pressure at the moment, but Leamington knocking it around, as we say, nicely.
Just 4 more minutes of this game to go, plus stoppages, and guys, you just need to hold the ball up in Leamington territory for a while, because so much has been played in the Guiseley half. Now well won by Hobson, picks out Swain. Swain goes past one, has a chance to get a shot away, but he can't beat his man. Gets the ball back off the deflection, rather kind deflection. Tries to get a cross in. He's going to go behind for a corner. Yes, Guiseley earn a corner. Yeah,
nicely worked by Swain. He really worked hard to win the ball back, and you can just see again him and Hobson linking up nicely. Just what Guiseley need to get a bit of possession in the attacking area and calm the spell of pressure that came from Leamington.
Well, Connolly's just down at the moment. He seemed to have twisted his ankle, and he's just holding on to that. Not sure he wants any attention. But certainly he looks in a bit of pain, doesn't he there, Tim?
Yeah, he does, and Leamington have made all 3 subs, so it could be a dangerous one for them with the defender who did well there to deal with Louis Swain's pressure.
Well, nobody wants to see a player injured, and we hope Connolly recovers, but at the moment he's hobbling around. Now the ball's into the area with Potts. Potts goes past to his man. It's good, well tackled though the second time. Potts overcomplicated it. Now Leamington tried to move forward in numbers. Good work from Rhys Maynell. Closes down Moore well and stops the ball coming forward that Moore was hoping to get away. And so Guiseley have to regroup. Flicked on here by Johnson inside his own half, taken away from him by Boschel. Boschel nutmegs his man and then goes down the left-hand side to Swain. Swain out on the touchline. Possession in Leamington half for a while. This is what we wanted, but Swain just can't hold on to it, and he's rather cheaply conceded the throw in to Leamington there. Deep in their territory, then closes down Daly excellently as he tries to clear. Swain ran across him. Daly blasted the ball against him, and it fell kindly in the end for Tony Breeden. Good work there from Louis Swain. Now a long ball forward, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Flicked clear by Rhys Maynell. Headed on by Heath for Leamington. Well won by Jack Rea, but Heath gets the second ball once again. Taken away from him by Brooksby. Trying to keep the ball. It's about 30 yards from goal. It's a good distance from goal. We don't look like we're going to distribute it forward. It looks like Potts and Brooksby are the 2 players standing over it as it stands. Potts lays it square to Brooksby. Brooksby opts to go to the corner. Plays it into Hobson. Hobson skips past one. He gets bundled over. Another free kick. And I don't think Johnson's too happy with that.
He's definitely not happy. It's just what Guiseley need, though. Keep the ball and stop the pressure coming from Leamington.
Now Hobson, can he hold on to it? Plays it back here to Brooksby. Still trying to keep it down that touch, but they've won a throw again. And this time they're trying to give the ball back to Guy. Well, trying not to give the ball back to Guys, which seems a bit daft because it's their time that they're wasting. Now, with the exodus happens of fans, our view's temporarily blocked, and Guys have the ball down in the left-hand side of midfield. Hobson still right down by that corner, as you imagine, just trying to eat up the seconds, as we head to towards the end of this game with Guisey a slender lead, 3-2 at the new Windmill. A fantastic performance and a fantastically entertaining game, actually, from a neutral's perspectives. But at the moment it's Guisey who lead. But they've got to try and hold on to these 3 points. A free kick given to Leamington back in the left-hand corner of defence, and then there's a bit of shenanigans going on. Craig Hobson's bundled himself to the ground after going for the ball with Magunda. Nothing happening. Referee's actually going to book Hobson, I think, in the end for blocking the possession. Hobson needs to be careful. There's a bit unnecessary all this, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, it really is. It's not what you want to see when it's been such an entertaining game. But Hobson was just being really well professional before that, keeping the ball in the corner. But he just needs to keep his head now because he's annoying the referee, and he's just been booked.
And referee's just told Breeden to take the ball back. He just stole about 5 or 6 yards. The crowd, the Guiseley fans away to our left, were very clear that he'd done it to the referee. Now a long ball forward from Breeden. Danger moments again from Guisey. A long one forward, flicked on well by Johnson. Helped away by Maynell. Up to the halfway line. Lewis Swain chases. Cleared out into touch. So all he can do is Connolly. And you can hear the ball bounce onto the metal stand above us. Guisey now have a throw in, and they're in no hurry to take it.
Yeah, sorry, Colin. I was just looking at Connolly there. He's definitely struggling still from that, and he just had nothing to do there but just to kick it out of play.
Now Maynell just wants to hold on to possession as long as possible. Plays it down the line, headed away. Won again by Leamington, and a good long ball played forward by Magunda. And now a good ball forward here, looking for Johnson. Johnson's cut off by Ben Parker. Bundles into the back of him. Andy Holdsworth can tidy things up, but doesn't get the clearance that he wanted. It only goes as far as Heath. Heath out on the touchline. Gets the ball in towards the penalty area, looking for Stephen Moore. Headed away this time again by Hall. Up towards Brooksby. Brooksby down by the touchline. Gets it up towards the halfway line. And it's still in touch. It's gone out actually for a throw-in. Inside the Leamington half. My heart's pounding. I'm a bit nervous here. This is going to be harum-scarum stuff towards the end. Ball goes forward from the goalkeeper. Headed away by Potts. Back here with the substitute, Josh Hawker. Now Leamington launch one more long ball forward. Looking for Moore, looking for Johnson. But doesn't get it. It's headed away. And the referee blows a final whistle. Well, it's been a hugely exciting and entertaining match. A real humdinger. Guisey almost went a goal down after Matt Dodd had a penalty within the opening 10 minutes, but he somehow knocked that one wide. And after that, Guisey racked up 2 goals within 2 minutes. Danny Forrest header and a Danny Hall header from consecutive corners gave the Lions a 2-0 lead. It was brought back to 2-1 when James Mace headed home on the line from yet another corner, but Jack Rea capitalised after Alex Johnson had hit the post from close range, and Jack Rea was there for the rebound, buried that to make it 3-1. But the second half was really tetchy, really nervous stuff. The goal came back from Leamington, was another penalty. Matt Dodd bravely stepped up, placed the ball neatly into the bottom right-hand corner, and Leamington were back at 3-2. And the rest of that half, well, it could have gone either way, and Guisey certainly defended deep into the latter stages, but Leamington couldn't break them down, and it's another 3 points as a third consecutive victory for the Lions. It's finished here, Leamington 2, Guisey 3.
Yeah, fantastic. Another win for Guiseley just to push on towards the pushing up the table. The players are clapping, the fans who have travelled. It's been a hard-fought game, but you have to say they really ground it out towards the end there. They fought on, continued to put the pressure on all over the pitch, and a happy ending to the game.
Yeah, you can certainly hear those fans, can't you, on the left-hand side? They're giving a good shout. And we can finally get 3 more points in the bag. Aidy's not happy down there. He's having a good complaint about something. But what a great result that is. 3 wins in a row. Now, fantastic, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, it really is good to see Mark's hard work paying off here at Guiseley now, and it's another well-fought game. He did his research on Leamington, knew what they were kind of hoping to do, and to be honest, the goals came from a penalty, and it wasn't really trouble for Guiseley where you felt when they were 3-1 up, but Leamington did fight hard and managed to get back in the game. But Guiseley looked comfortable towards the end, seeing the game out, and it's just got to feel good to get another win, keeping the push on towards mounting a playoff push maybe for Guiseley, and continuing this push as the fans are definitely happy to see this great run carrying on for Guiseley.
Well, we hopefully will get an interview now with Mark Bauer at the end of this game. Watch out for that on our Audio Boo channel and via the main website. But for now, for this afternoon, we're going to make the long trek back up to Guiseley with a smile on our faces. It's finished here, Leamington 2, Guiseley 3. We'll be back next week for the home game against Histon in the FA Trophy. I hope you've enjoyed your coverage, and we'll see you soon. Thanks now. Right, mate, very quick turnaround. So, can you start breaking up the kit? Yeah, and once again, I'm going to have a look. Before you do that.